and I'm going to be your therapist today.
Hello, Miss Kelly. My name is Mary. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. If you don't mind, I'll need you to fill out some paperwork for my files.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you, Mary, for your patience with all the paperwork and consent forms we had to get through. Now that I've done, we can continue and you can focus on you.
You're welcome. I just have a question. Will my parents be informed on anything we talk during my sessions?
No. Everything we discuss during our sessions are completely confidential. You can trust me and speak about anything that is bothering you when you're in my office. Your information will never be given out unless I feel like you're harming yourself or harming others in any kind of way. Does that all sound okay with you?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. I also feel safe and comfortable in your office.
Oh great, I'm glad. Are you ready to begin?
Yes.
So, Mary, let me ask you a question that allows you to imagine yourself in a perfect world. Say from now to tomorrow morning, a miracle were to occur. Say the problems, issues, concerns, worries, anxiety, and or stress you're feeling just vanish because of the miracle. If you can pick out one thing, what would you notice tomorrow that would be different than today?
Well, I would be doing much better in school, that's for sure. I'm a horrible test taker, and it just gets worse as the material gets harder. If I can perform better on my exams, I would have had higher grades and a better GPA. If I had a higher GPA, that would be a miracle.
Okay, interesting. What else?
I've never really been a good test taker. It all started when I was in elementary school. I would always dread taking tests because I knew I was a horrible test taker, especially spelling tests. I was the worst speller. I still am, actually. I never passed my tests in school, and that always lowered my confidence towards everything else educational-wise. And then, when I got to high school, I couldn't even score higher than a 20 on the ACT, which didn't allow me to get into the university I wanted to attend. My low test scores basically affected everything in my life. If I was a better test taker, I would be at a university instead of a community college.
Okay, so instead I understand your frustration with the negative test scores impacting your life. But instead of discussing your past exams and past experiences, let's focus on the solution to the problem that's affecting your life right now. Your past is irrelevant to you changing right now. Let's focus on you right at this moment. Does that sound okay with you?
Okay, yeah. I'm motivated to do anything I have to do to become a better test taker so I can receive the scores I want to receive. But how would we do that? Focus on a solution to my problem? I literally tried everything.
Well, to start off, how about we focus on setting goals for you? We can set goals that you are comfortable with and allow you to reach those goals. If you're motivated enough to do better on your exams, you'll be motivated to reach the goals you set too.
Okay, that sounds like a great idea.
Okay, great. So, Mary, how do you prepare for your exams?
Well, I usually just go over my notes to prepare for my exams. I'm a really good note taker, so reading over my notes is a study method I usually rely on. I just get so nervous and my stress level increases so much before the exams that it causes me to do awful on my tests.
Okay, Mary, was there ever a time where you can recall when you received a good score on an exam?
Well, actually, yes. I did well on an exam I took about a month ago. It was about a topic I really enjoyed. I think I did so well because I didn't really have to study for it. I just knew the material because I enjoyed the class so much and it related to my life so well.
So, do you think you're struggling on most exams is because you don't relate the topic to yourself?
I guess so. If I'm interested in that topic, I can't If I'm not interested in that topic, I can't really focus and learn the material because it just gets so boring to me. Maybe if I made the topic more related to my life, I would be more interested in it and want to study.
I think so too. So, if you're interested in a topic, you'll be more interested to study and get to know the information.
Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree. Is that all I have to do? Make the topic more interesting and related to my life?
No, that's not all, but that's a big start. You said you're a good test taker. How can we use your strength of taking notes to benefit you when you're taking your exams?
Well, I can turn the notes I take during class into flashcards, maybe. This way, I can study the flashcards instead of just looking over my notes. When I just look over my notes, I'm not really memorizing anything. I'm just reading. Flashcards will actually force me to memorize the information.
Okay, good. Making flashcards will be a good source for studying over the material and quizzing yourself. Now, let's look at your anxiety and stress levels you mentioned earlier. What do you think you can do to lower the stress levels you're having?
I can plan a routine beforehand that is going to get me organized and ready for my upcoming exams. Sometimes I feel so stressed about an exam because of the way I approach it.
Okay, how do you approach your exams? What do you think about when you take an exam?
I usually assume I'm going to fail, and that's all I can really think about before I actually take my exam. I know it's a bad thought, but I really can't help thinking the way I do.
So, before you take an exam, you have a negative attitude about your grade before the exam is even distributed?
I guess so. Yes, I can't really help it. I'm so used to failing my exam that I just now automatically assume I'm going to do bad before I even take the test.
Okay, so Mary, do you think your thoughts you're having when you approach your exams is causing your stress levels to increase?
Yeah, I think so. I know I shouldn't do it. I just do. I got so used to it that I guess I just can't mentally prepare myself for failure.
Okay, so it sounds like to me that you need a change of attitude. How about we change that negative attitude to a positive attitude? Before you take each exam, we're going to think in your mind that you're going to pass the test with an A. If you start an exam with a negative attitude, a negative outcome is expected. You have to go into every test assuming you're going to pass.
Okay, yeah, I can try that and see if it works. I'll trust your judgment on having a positive attitude that will allow me to perform better on my exams.
I think a positive attitude will get you in the proper mindset you need to be in before you take an exam. So far, we set goals to try making the topic you have to more of a relation of your life. Having a positive attitude before you take an exam, and also to use your strength of note-taking in a positive way by making the notes you take into flashcards, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so what else do you think will benefit you when it's time to take your exams?
Well, I could ask my teachers for additional help outside of the classroom. This way, they can clarify anything I don't fully understand. Maybe they can provide me with additional resources to help me do better on the upcoming exams.
Okay, good. That will help you with becoming more comfortable with the material before you take the exam. This can also help reduce your stress levels. Also, gaining more resources for an exam is great because you can never over-prepare for an exam.
Yeah, I agree. I think I can also study more effectively. I tend to do other things while I'm studying for my exam, and I usually pay more attention to those things than the actual material I'm supposed to be studying.
Yes, preparation for an exam is very important. In order to do well in an exam, you must know the material. So, Mary, let me ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best possible you can do, how well would you say that you do for when you prepare yourself for your exams?
I would give myself, a 4 probably. I have everything I need to prepare for the exams. I just don't do a good job when it comes time to actually studying everything. But maybe now that I'm going to make flashcards, I will be able to actually study the material instead of just reading over it.
Okay, great. So how about we work to get that 4 rating to a rating of 5 for our next session? And then we will work from there and make our way all the way up to a 10 rating eventually. We just have to take things one step at a time.
Okay, but how do we do that?
Well, let's start by you telling me the type of things that distract you when you're trying to prepare for your exam.
I usually wear my headphones and listen to music while I'm studying, and most of the time I study in a coffee shop.
Okay, so Mary, do you think wearing headphones and listening to music while you're studying is benefiting you, or do you think it's more of a distraction to your studying?
No, I think it's more of a distraction because I get so caught up in the music that I don't really focus. I will take them off the next time I study and see how that works for me. I'm sure it will be more beneficial.
Okay, good. And how about studying in a coffee shop? Do you think that's benefiting you, or do you think that's more of a distraction for you?
A distraction for sure. I get distracted quickly, and as the customers come and go, I watch them. I tend to people watch a lot. I can't really focus on the material, but it's better than studying at home. My family is so loud most of the times, and I can't study anything there.
Okay, so Mary, how would you feel about preparing for exams with no headphones in a quiet study area? Maybe somewhere like a library? This way, you won't be distracted with customers coming in and out of the shop, and you won't be tempted to people watch. Most libraries even have a quiet study rooms where you can reserve them to study. If you have a study room, no one will come in and out of the room, and you will have no distractions around you to interfere with your studies. Does this sound like something you're willing to do?
Yeah, I could try that. Distractions always seem more interesting than studying. If I get rid of all the distractions, then I won't have any choice but to study.
Okay, great. So during our next session, we will go over your improvement and see how you would then rate yourself on a 1 to 10 scale as to how you prepared for your exams within the week.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Okay, so goals we came up with thus far are relating the topic more to yourself, making flashcards out of the notes you took in class, asking your teachers for additional help outside of the classroom, taking the exams with more positive attitude so you can achieve the results you want to receive. Also, when it comes time to preparing for exams, you're going to study in a quiet area like a library, or even in a study room in the library, and prepare without headphones in your ears. Is there anything else you can think about doing that would help you achieve better test scores?
I can also get a good night's sleep before the exams. I should be getting more sleep than I do.
Do you usually have trouble sleeping?
Not usually, just when I have the exam the next day. I stay up thinking about it for most of the night. And I'm so nervous about the exam that I just can't sleep.
Okay, so then let's add getting a good night and sleep in before the exam to our alignment of goals we came up with. These goals that we set are going to help you do better on your exams. Is there anything else you can think of adding to the list?
No, not right now. I can try these goals and see how they work out for me. If anything comes to my mind from now on to the next time we meet, I'll write my thoughts down and bring it to our next session.
Okay, that sounds great. If you think of anything at all, just write it down and bring it into our next session. In the future, we're going to look towards getting your preparation rating scale to a 10, but for now, we're going to take it one step at a time.
So all I have to do is follow these goals to do better on my exams?
You know yourself better than anyone else. Keep taking good, effective notes and work on the goals, and the test scores will start to rise over time.
That sounds good to me. Thank you so much for helping me out. I really hope all these goals and ideas work. I would love to raise all my grades in school. I know I'm a smart girl, I just have trouble with test taking. I do very well on all my homework assignments and papers. I just struggle when it's time to take a test.
No problem. We just have to keep you focused on your goals and make changes one step at a time. Over time, small steps will form into big changes, and that will start to process bigger changes over time, which will eventually form an effective solution to your problem.
I really hope so. I do think these goals and methods will work. You really helped me out with thinking about new ways to prepare for my exams. I'm going to try these methods for my exam this week and see how they work.
Okay, great. The methods will work towards you becoming a better test taker. So just stay strong set on what you want to achieve. We will have to take it one step at a time.
Okay, thank you for your help. I'll see you next week.
No problem. Thank you for coming in.